everyone, I hope you're all well. We are about to go live. Just checking all of our settings are working. There we go. Hello everyone, hello, I'm here. As always, there's just a little bit of setting up to be done to get everything live, so I'm just going to check that you can see everything on our pages. Let's do a quick check. How is everyone? Are we all doing well? Oh yeah, it looks like we're live on Facebook, so that's awesome. I'll just turn my sound down because that means you can hear me, which is awesome. And then on Instagram, we should also be live here today on Instagram. So let's just double check that that is all working. Yay, we're here. So that's awesome. Thank you so much. I feel like I'm not quite central. So let's have a look. See if we can just make ourselves a little bit more central. That might be a bit better. Just so that we can you can see me. If you're watching on Instagram, hello. If you're watching on Instagram, it's lovely to be here with you. I'm really pleased that you can be with me. It sometimes is a little bit laggy on Instagram, not sure why, but it does catch up eventually, so please do bear with. Really pleased to see you all. And hello to everyone who is watching on other platforms. We've got YouTube and we've got Facebook Live as well, so thank you so much for joining in. So how is everyone today? Please do comment if you are watching on any of the platforms. I should be able to see your comments. I've got a couple of screens in front of me so that I can try and keep up with the comments, but whatever you're doing today and whatever you're doing to craft along, I'll be so pleased to hear your messages. Hello to Annalisa, who's watching on Instagram. I love that. Thank you for joining us, Annalisa. Annalisa is one of our design team and it is awesome. So it's lovely to have you watching, and it's lovely as well to be available on different channels. Now, I have previously had my face on screen while I've been chatting to you, but I find on Instagram that doesn't really work so well, and it feels a little bit, I don't know, a little bit in your face and a little bit in my face. So I've not bothered with that today. Hello, Monique. Monique Rowe Islands Dehoon. That is a long title, but I hope I pronounced it somewhere close to correctly. But it's really good to see you, and thank you for watching. So I am, hello Laura. Laura's joining us over on YouTube, so it's great to see people joining from different places. Today's show, well, what have we got for you on today's show then? Shall we launch straight in now that we know that the technology's working, which is always the first hurdle to get over. So I have some new products in front of me here, and I hope that you can see them okay wherever you're watching. We are quite a close-up view on Instagram, so but it's just trying to make all the platforms work together. It's sometimes a bit of a challenge. I have got two new products here. These are new products to Time for Tea. We've only done this once before over when we were on Hobby Maker. And this will be a Hobby Maker release. So you won't be able to get these in store until we've released them on Hobby Maker. But then they will go live after that on our own website. But these are printed sheets that are already coloured, that are based on our existing stamp sets. So the stamp sets that you might be familiar with are the Book Buddies and the Gingerbread Family stamp sets, and both of these stamp sets have coordinating dies, so you buy the coordinating dies separately for these. I've just got mine packaged up with my stamps so that I can keep them all together and I don't lose any of them. But the stamp sets are very, very low on stock, so you can get the stamp sets. I think there's maybe one or two of these left. And then obviously you can buy the coordinating dies to go with them. But what we found works really well for a lot of crafters is having these stamp sets already printed and coloured, so that all you have to do is use your coordinating dies. So this is the gingerbread family. Use your coordinating dies, cut those out, and you've got the basis of a really quick and simple card. This is such a great thing to do, particularly for Christmas crafting. You're going to find this an absolute lifesaver of a dream of a solution, because I've done all the hard work, I've done all the colouring in, so all you have to do is cut these out and pop them on your card base. And that how much work you put into that obviously depends on what your preference for crafting is. So you get all of these gorgeous images. You get our cute little family here, 4 little gingerbread people, and the accessories that go with it. So there's a little top hat, there's a candy cane, there's a milk carton, there's a little bow tie, or it could be a bow for one of their hair. We've even got the little family pet, the little gingerbread cat. There's some holly, there's some little, what do you call these, little jellies? Can't think of the word now, like the, you know what they are, they're little jelly sweets. Gumdrops, that's what it is. I knew there was a word for it. It's gumdrops. We've got a little Christmas tree, and then we've got the little gingerbread house as well. So you've got everything you need to make a beautiful scene, but then you've also got the sentiments from our home to yours, have a sweet Christmas. So that's the gingerbread set. The gingerbread set, I've cut this down. It's actually an A4 sheet, so it actually looks in full like this. So you get an A4 sheet. I've cut mine into 4 A6 sizes, so they're easier for me to use through my die cutting machine. And you will get 2 of those in the pack. Now, the deal that we've got on Hobby Maker, you get 2 sheets of the printed cardstock, you get the coordinating dies, and you will also get a free digistamp. So the digistamp will be the same as the A6 size set. You can then print that as many times as you like, as often as you like, colour it in your chosen medium, and create more of these for yourself after you've used all of your cardstock images up. So you've got essentially 8 coloured stamp sets, and then the digistamp to be able to reproduce over and over again. So again, really quick and simple crafting, really easy to do and to coordinate to your preferred style. And then you've got the coordinating dies, so you're going to get a perfect cut. You don't have to worry about fussy cutting either. So this is the perfect combo. So we've done the gingerbread family because this has been such a popular stamp set of ours. It's been one of the favourites. We've sold out of it time and again. But it's also coming up to Christmas time, and if you're wanting some quick last minute cards that are super cute, these are ideal. And I've just realised that one of the things that I would love to do with this is to do a bit of an action wobbler on one of these little gingerbread guys, but I have no idea where I've put my action wobblers. So if you've got any of those, that's a great thing to do with these. That'd be such a fun card to make. The second set that we've got is our Book Buddies. So again, the Book Buddies has been an incredibly popular set, and this is going to be great for any time of year. So again, you're going to get this A4 set that I've then cut down into more manageable sizes for myself. But you've got all of our gorgeous Book Buddy characters on here. This has been again so popular for all of you know, those guys out there, and for myself as well, who love to read, who love to just have a little bit of chill time reading, but coordinate so well with our Bookmark die set. So our Bookmark die set, hello Samantha, you're not too late, don't worry, it's absolutely fine. This is our Bookmark die set. This will also be on the Hobby Maker show because it coordinates so well with these guys. You can make some fabulous gifts with those. So you can, but you can also mix and match with your gingerbread guys. So you can make a really cute little Christmas gift with these with the bookmark dies as well, using the gingerbread. So that's why we've brought it all together, because we feel like it would make a really great gift idea as well. Hello Emma, how are you? Samantha says, are the pre-coloured images available separately? Yes, they are. So you will be able to buy via Hobby Maker on Sunday. We're on at 7 o'clock in the evening. So that's a really weird time for us. We've never been on that late before. So I do hope you can join us, because it's going to be a new thing for us. They do repeat the shows, but only if there is product left. So if we ever sell out, then they tend not to repeat them. But yes, you will be able to get them separately via the show. But then after the event, so after Hobby Maker Show has gone live, they will be available on our website as individual products as well. So without the coordinating dies. So the cost of the A4 size sheets, you get 2 of them, and the Digistamp is on there for, I can't remember off the top of my head. I will have to double check because I can't remember. I think it's about £4 for everything. So you will get the 2 sheets and the Digistamp for around £4. We do have today, actually, and this is brand new information. The last set that we did on Hobby Maker in the similar fashion was this the I Really Dig You stamp set. So the I Really Dig You molds again have been super popular. Everybody's loved them. So we did these as a printed card version that go with our coordinating dies. So you can get these now. These have just launched live on the website. So if you head to the Time for Tea website, you can buy these with the free Digistamp. And I think that they're priced at £2.75 off the top of my head. So so yeah, look out for those. And they are available now. These guys though won't be available until Monday. But I'm going to show you a little bit. I'm going to do a little bit of crafting with them now, because it's going to help me prepare for the show on on Sunday, as well as doing a little bit of fun crafting with you guys. So Annalisa says she loves the way that I've coloured the books. Thank you so much. I wanted to do a rainbow because I love the rainbow myself, and it means then that everything you do is gonna coordinate with it, really. But what I wanted to do for today, now there's a couple of things that I had in mind for doing the crafting today, and I didn't know whether to do something with the book buddies, and maybe you guys can help me choose. Do we do something with the book buddies? Maybe we do a bookmark with the book buddies, or we can do a bookmark with the gingerbread Christmas themed one. Let's do that. Let's do 2 different types of bookmarks. We do a gift bookmark or a gingerbread. We could do both, because to be fair, they don't take a long time. So shall we do both? Then we don't have to choose. Who wants to choose? So I just have a little drink there. So let's start with, I'm going to pop this to one side because I have been playing with this as well. This is our diagonal stripes cover plate die, and I've just been cutting this out because I'm going to make a card with that as well. But let's start with, let's do a bookmark. And I did cut one out as a sample, and I loved the combination. So I think I might do that same combo again, and I used a nice bit of red cardstock, and I also used a bit of white, but then I'd got some scraps of paper here that were really cute to make like this little bit of a banner. I really liked that. Thought that looked really sweet. So if you've got any scraps of, oh, that's a nice bit of paper there as well. If you've got any scraps of your papers, these are ideal for you to use for this, because it doesn't use massive amounts of cardstock. See, this little scrap here, I can make really cool. I could even do it on a diagonal and then make this into a lovely diagonal stripe piece. I love that idea. I'm going to do that. I love that idea. So you can either do this onto a nice red background, which I think we might do, and then we can pop our images on that. I think that's going to look really sweet. So I think this is going to be my first little little design. So we've got that. Now I'm just going to have a quick look here, because I like to use my smaller die cutting machine, and you can see that our die here does just about fit onto our very mini craft plates. So I'm gonna pop that through there instead of cranking out the big noisy machine. Let's use this one instead. So I'm just going to chop down my bit of cardstock here. Samantha says that she loves the bookmark dies. Emma says they're all so cute. Samantha says, I made a load of bookmarks from old 2 by 12 inch cardstock paper, so I've got a stack ready to use. Perfect. That will be absolutely perfect. And I just think that if you want, isn't it just a bit, let's move things out of the way so we've got a bit of space. I think if you're wanting to make some affordable gifts for co-workers, perhaps. Oh, I'm moving around on my desk here because it's gone right to the edge, you see. So let's see if we can get it to go in. Come on. Might need to put it on a more sturdy footing. Let's move it onto my, there we go. Oh no, it doesn't want to go through. That's because it's got the dies right to the very end, you see. So that's what it's got, nothing to grab. There we go. Now we're getting there. Sorry, all you can see is my hand on Instagram. Let's pop that through. So yeah, because we were right at the very end, and it is literally the same size as my die cutting plate, it may not have gone all the way through. So let's have a look. May have just missed off that little end. Yes, you see there. It's just, we've got a little flap there. However, that's quite fun if you wanted to create a little flap. So, no, not a problem, because we can just snip that bit off. There we go. It did make a little hole for our little ribbon. So, so that's the first bit, and then the second bit is this. So because we've done it on a bit of a diagonal, obviously we've got a lot of excess paper, so I'm just going to trim that off the edge, so that will go through my die cutting machine like so. So I'll pop that through. So yeah, what was I saying? I was saying that if you wanted to make gifts for co-workers or for a charity, then these are ideal, because you know, like you say, you can use scraps of card that you might have got, you know, like I've got all these offcuts in different colours. Just cut them out, layer them up, use your digi stamps, or use your pre-coloured stamps like we're doing here, and you've got something really quite inexpensive and very, very quick to make. So there are two options here that we can use. We can either use, what did I do with my other die? I've layered everything up and made a bit of a mess for myself here. There it is. So this is my other die, which is a little bit of a banner die. So that could sit there. And then we could add our little character on there with a little sentiment at the bottom here. So our sentiments obviously on here are for a larger space. We do have sentiments on here that have this is where I fell asleep, one more chapter, pause there, which are all really great sentiments for those of you know, for bookmarks. So we could add one of those to it. Alternatively, we could also add let me just pop into my stash here. These are some of our sentiment cards that you'll have seen perhaps before. And you've got some really cute sentiments, pre-printed sentiments that you can just cut with your trimmer to say merry and bright, happy new year, merry everything, you make me so happy. And we've also we've got holiday greetings, so you can chop that up as well. That will be a really good one actually. And you've also got the black background versions as well as the white. So I think I might use one of these to go with it to give it more of a Christmas greeting. So let's catch up on some of these comments as well. So we've got Samantha says, oh, Emma, sorry, is saying that the bookmark die is on her wish list, and Samantha says you need it, it's brilliant. And then Samantha also says, can I make a request for some zoo animal stamps, like monkeys, lions, tigers, etc. Also dinosaurs and maybe cute dragons and gnomes. I love all these ideas. I'm always looking for new ideas. So yeah, if anybody else has got any suggestions, please comment and let me know. I do have a design with some zoo animals that I've been working on for. So I'll let's talk and craft. Otherwise we'll be here all day. But what I was going to say was, I craft a lot, as you can imagine. And I have sketches everywhere. So I have so many different sketches and started designs that I do all of my artwork on my iPad. So I use my iPad to do my sketching. I then make it into a digital product. Which I can then have made, so I create it into, a vector artwork is the correct term for it, so that I can then have it made into either a printed design like this or the physical stamps like these here. So I've got literally hundreds and hundreds of these projects that I've kind of started and then, thought, it's not going quite where I want it to, not happy with that right now. And then I'll put it away and I'll put it to one side and then come back to it sometimes months later and think, oh, no, actually, I can do something with that now. I feel, the creative process, I explain this to Anne all the time, it's so difficult sometimes because it's not something that you can just turn on and do. So for example, if I've got lots of admin to do, yeah, all right, I might not be in the mood to do it, but you can just plough through and do it, can't you? Whereas when it comes to creating artwork and a character, sometimes you're just really not feeling in that, you've nothing inspires you. Sometimes you get the equivalent of writer's block, but it's designer's block is what I like to call it. So yeah, that can be really difficult sometimes because you just don't know quite what to do with something. So when I'm in that frame of mind, I will just draw literally anything that comes to mind, and then it might be like, oh, that's rubbish, I don't like that, I'm not happy with that, put it to one side, move on to something else. And usually I can come back to that many months later and be, oh, right, now I'm in the mood to make something out of that, and it will just suddenly become something that's usable. So that very long explanation for you there, Samantha, is that I'd actually started doing a zoo themed set. I'm going to say it might even be 2 years ago that I started doing this set, and it's come to nothing so far. I'd love to do cute dragons. I've not been able to come up with a cute dragon. Obviously, there's a lot of other companies that have done cute dragons, and I don't want to be too similar. I want to do something that's different to that is in my style, that is my kind of thing. and is, like I say, is cute, but is not the same as everybody else as cute. Same with the dinosaurs. I feel like there's a lot of dinosaurs being done, and there's a danger that you just make it look like Barney the dinosaur, or is it that purple dinosaur, or whatever he is, you know, because you've seen so many other designs that are similar. It's very difficult to make yours unique. So again, I've steered away from that until I'm confident enough that I can come up with something that's different. But the lions and the tigers and the monkeys and those kind of things, I really think I can do. Elephants and hippos and all of that, giraffes, all of those kind of fun characters. I feel like we need a bit of a jungle theme for next summer. I haven't done that yet, so I'm looking forward to that. Sorry, just had a little pause for a drink there. So you can see now our bookmark is already taking shape, and it looks so cool. I might not use this element, but I can. But I've cut it out just in case. The other thing that I think is really cool to do, if you've got one of those handheld stitching machines, devices, you could just stitch this onto there and then have a little reveal underneath. You could also maybe use some of the cute little craft staples and staple that on so that you create a little bit of a lift, and you can put a little secret message underneath or a little secret image under there. You could put a little one of those pins, split pins. I couldn't think what they were called then. And again, that means then you can just move it to one side to reveal what's underneath. So these layers can actually be movable. They don't have to be in place. Laura says that she's at saturation point with dinosaur stamp sets. You've got 7 of them. 7. Goodness, I knew lots of people had done dinosaurs, but I didn't know how many. But is that because you loved dinosaurs, or you've got somebody who you make cards for who loves the dinosaurs, and you've got to have every single version of a dinosaur? And are they all cute dinosaurs, or are some of them more realistic dinosaurs? That's my list of questions for you, Laura. So let's move on to these little gingerbread characters, because I'm going to cut some of these out. Now, to cut these out with my smaller die cutting machine, I could put them in my bigger machine, and I'm going to just show you why, and I hope that you'll be able to see this on Instagram, because it's obviously a bit zoomed in. This is my my craft plate for my larger Gemini machine. I think I need a mini, not a mini, a midi size. You know, the A5 size, but I've got an A4 size, or I've got my little mini, which is this one. So this one is my, and again, it's going to be really zoomed in for Instagram, so I don't want to do anybody's heads in with it, but it's very bowed, this, very, very bowed, and that means that when I put small dies on it, they tend to fall off, and get a little bit, I'm not as accurate with the cutting because of that, because they move around too much on the plates. Now, there is a way of straightening these out a little bit, but I still find that they bow very quickly even after that. So the top tip for that is, if you haven't seen it, obviously it needs a good clean. So you give it a good clean in your washing bowl with some soapy water and a little bit of a scrubber to get all of the coloured cardstock out of all these grooves. And then you will put it in your dishwasher. And when you put it in your dishwasher, the heat of the dishwasher will straighten it all out. And that works really well. I may invest in some new plates though, because these are, as you can see, severely grooved and very, very warped. And it is mainly the cutting plate that gets warped. The other ones are actually okay. They're quite flat. It's just the cutting plate that's warped. So the reason why I like to use these sets is because I can then pop them through my smaller die cutting machine and know I'm going to get an accurate cut. But what it does mean is I need to cut this down to the size of my plates, which she's lost. There they are. So these are my plates. Again, very well used, but they do not affect the cutting ability of the plates just because they've been you know, they've been used quite a lot. You just need to make sure then that you're cutting everything so that it will fit onto the sheet. So there's lots of spare card space, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to cut around everything that is you know, that is outside of the white edges, and the white edges have been put there for you if, for example, you don't want to you don't want to need the coordinating dies. So if you're not going to have the coordinating dies, you can fussy cut these and just follow that white line, and that will give you a really nice edge to your and it will just help you cut them out a little bit more neatly, because one of the things that I do find is if you are fussy cutting, it can be so easy to just go a little bit off you know, off the line, and you do one a little bit narrower than the other, and it can be really hard with smaller images to do it neatly. But if you've already got that white line to follow, it does help your eye a little bit more, so that is really useful. So I've cut these up into several little pieces now, and we can start cutting these out. And I'm going to cut some out. I may not use all of these images on this, but I can use them for other projects, so I'm not concerned that I'm going to be cutting out more than I'm going to use, because I am going to use it at some point. So we've got our little house here, and you can see these are really easy to line up. Because you're just going to line them up with the black edge. So we're still going to get a nice crisp white edge around our image, because that white edge already exists. And now I just need to find which of my little gingerbread men matches up with these. So this guy is pulling a little face. He's got a little surprised expression, and that's because in the coordinating die set you will get a teeny tiny little crinkle cut line, and that is to be used to cut off his leg. Or you could cut off his arm if you wanted to give the impression that somebody's had a little bite of him, and that's why he looks surprised, because somebody's had a little munch on his leg. But we'll leave him with his legs intact, I think, for the purposes of this. Now I think this one fits. I'm trying not to get my head into view, so ideally you want to get you know, a good view over the top, so that you know that you're lining things up properly. Laura says that she loves dinos. She has 3 nephews, and I make cards for kids in hospital. They're all cute, but 2 are specifically for Christmas. I have no self-control. Lots of reasons. I love that. No dinosaur control. Samantha says, I highly recommend the Stamps by Me 6-inch die cutting machine. The plates don't warp. I'm still using my original plates. I love that. So I've not tried that myself, but I will have a look for it. So when you say 6-inch, is that like the midi size, or is that the mini size? This is, so inches across, so this is 3 inches. So I'm presuming if it's a 6-inch one, then that's more of like an A5 size, isn't it? That's the midi size, which is the one that I need. So I will have a look for that one, because we know Tony at Stamps by Me. She's a lovely lady. So yeah, love helping out UK businesses. That's what we're all about. So I'm not going to throw that away, because I've got I realised I hadn't done one of my little gumdrops there, so I'm just going to cut that out, and we'll save that, because the accessory ones are really useful to have. Let's have a look at getting some of these cut out as well, because you can then fill in some of your card with the accessories. Let's move things around a little bit so that you can see what I'm doing. So we've got a cute little cat here. I love the little cat. And of course the cat doesn't have to be a gingerbread cat. It just is, because that's part of the set that we're doing. Yeah, we can we can colour the little cat in however you wanted to, and use that little cat for other purposes. Samantha, of course, yes. Please do send the link, because someone else might like that too. And obviously we don't sell anything similar, so there's no issue of you sharing that, because like I say, I'm happy to support a UK craft company. I know it's very difficult for us companies at the moment. There's lots of things happening budget wise, there's lots of things happening in the industry overall. Creating Craft TV obviously has been a big loss to a lot of businesses who rely on the TV income. So yeah, it's tough times for people in the industry. So anything that you can do to support a small business like ours or like Tony's, I know is always appreciated. Because it is, it's hard when you're competing with some larger companies as well, who might not feel that. We're all feeling it. I think that's the thing. It doesn't matter whether you're a big company or a small company, you're going to feel the changes, and they're not necessarily for the better. Well, a lot of them are not for the better at all. While they've been maybe positioned that they're going to be great for the country overall, my little two penneth on it is that if businesses like ours are prevented from growing, that's going to have a knock-on impact on the economy in general, and going to mean, more people out of work essentially. So that can't be a good thing, can it? But that's my little rant. Hello there. Creative Mirth has joined us on Instagram. Lovely to see you again. Like I say, if you are watching, even if you're just dipping in and you've never watched us on Instagram or any of these channels before, I'd love it if you just say hello. Let me know you're out there. I love to meet new crafters and new followers, new watchers. It all helps me understand, what works and what doesn't, because even though we're 5 years into this, well, no, more, 6 years into this, we're still learning things all the time about how to work on YouTube, how to work. The fact that we're on Instagram just blows my mind, because I didn't think I'd ever get that set up. My next challenge is to get us set up on TikTok, which, love it or hate it, I'm afraid it is the way of the world, isn't it now? I think everyone seems to be on TikTok. Do you guys watch TikTok? Follow TikTok? Do the TikTok things? Samantha says she hopes it helps someone. That's lovely. Thank you. Oh, Christmas, thanks, Joe. Your products are amazing. Oh, that's so lovely. Thank you so much. So Mirtha is a new member of the design team, so it's lovely to have new members of the design team joining as well and watching along. Really excited to see all of their projects. We really did, we had loads of wonderful applicants, and it's always hard to narrow these things down, but we're really pleased with the designers that have joined us, because they're going to be fabulous. They're going to be so good. Right, so I'm going to cut out, where's my washi tape gone? I'm going to cut out just a few more bits of here, because all you're watching me is die cut. And now we want to get some crafting done, don't we? But you're going to see how wonderfully quickly this is going to come together. So we've got the little top hat, and I've done the top hat deliberately because I do want to use the top hat. And the candy cane. I think the candy cane will be a good one to do. The little sweet goes really well with my background papers. And I'm going to wish I'd brought the papers to the TV actually, because I think people would love those as a little add-on. So I might have to take those along too. You never quite know what you're going to need, but I think the papers might go down quite well. Let me figure out which set they're from, and I'll let you guys know. So Laura says it's got to be more than 4 years. Definitely more than 4 years. Yeah, I think we've been... So, what year are we in? It's 2004. So we started properly, officially, with our physical stamp sets in 2018. So, pre-COVID. Do you remember those days? And yeah, so now that is 6 years, isn't it? So it will be 7 years next, like July, August time. So that's pretty exciting, isn't it? So this is where the stripy paper has come from. This is the Winter Wonderland. Love this stamp set, this paper pad. It's got those lovely red and white dots as well. So all of these match together perfectly. You've got a lovely palette. You've got a lovely palette, colour palette. That's the words I'm looking for. Sometimes words are hard. So yeah, that's the colour palette that we've got here is a gorgeous one for Christmas because it's really lovely, soft teals and pinks, but then you've also got the traditional reds and whites and greens in there. So a really lovely set. And then you'll know that again, paper pads like this just make me so happy because I know that whatever I use in the set, it will coordinate and match colour wise. So that makes crafting so much easier, and it's perfect for things like this because you can just cut out the elements that you need. So hang on to all your scraps like I've done here. You can see I've got that star design, and I've got the polka dot design in with all of my red cardstock, so that I know that I can just pull that out and use that when I need to because it'll all coordinate. So that's my Winter Wonderland paper set. Samantha says that she discovered me at Port Sunlight and have been hooked ever since. Oh, that's amazing. Oh, Samantha, that's so good. We only did Port Sunlight that one time, so you just, what are the chances? You know, it's so lovely that that you've said that, because you never really know whether you know, you've made an impact at certain places. You go to different venues and things, and yeah, you have a good day. You might, you know, you might sell loads of stuff on the day, but then does anybody remember you after the day and become a follower and a fan afterwards? And that's an example of where you've seen us at a show and then you've carried on following us ever since, which I love. So yeah, that's really cool. I love that. Thank you for sharing that, Samantha. That's really nice. Really nice to hear that. It'd be interesting to know where everybody else heard about us. So I know some of the design team have been with us, for, like Annalisa's been with us for many, many moons. But actually, I can't recall how Annalisa came across us. So yeah, and obviously the new design team guys, I'm presuming that you've come across us on social media, maybe seen us on Instagram, and that's where you've come across our products. Some of you might have come across us through other retailers, so you might have found our products through other stores, maybe like Simon Says Stamp, or I think Cloud9 would sell our products for a while. So different retailers in Europe stocked us for a while until the unfortunate Brexit situation meant that was no longer affordable for a lot of stores. Laura says that she used to be I used all the polka dots and stars from my pad, and I need to have a play with the other patterns. That's it. You see, they are very usable, those ones, aren't they? What I am, so this is a good question for you guys that are watching. I hope you don't mind me picking your brains today. I'm asking you all kinds of questions, aren't I? But I love the fact that Samantha's given me some new ideas for design. So I feel like you're all feeling quite creative today. So apart from new designs of stamps, how do you guys feel about if we were to do some digital versions of our paper products? So the paper pad that we've mentioned there, we obviously, some of the stars and the stripes and the dots and polka dots might be the most used. If we did a digital version where you could print those out over and over again, would that be useful to you, do you think? As I am considering that we maybe do more of these digital products or more printed products like these, because they do make for quicker and easier crafting, but they are also more affordable. So at this point in time where it is becoming quite expensive to craft, maybe you guys would prefer a digital option. I still prefer physical stamps, if I'm honest. That is my preference. However, I do appreciate the fact that that might not always be possible or affordable. So maybe having the option of a cheaper alternative is a good one to have. Laura says she's not sure where I found you, but always keen to find and support UK companies. Love that. Thank you. And we do appreciate it. We know that, you know, when you're considering where you spend your pennies, you know, you want to know that it's being done. You know, you are going to be choosy because, you know, times are more tough. You know, so we are going to be a little bit more careful. Oh, that's so cute. Would you not just love that as a little bookmark? I think that's too cute. I am very, very much a fan of this. So I like this as a little bit of a thing. I think we might pop that one up at the top there. So this is my design so far, and I really like that a lot. And then I'm going to team it with one of these. I wonder if I've got some that are already cut down actually. Let me just grab this. So this is these are my offcuts. So I do have one that's got some, this is being foiled. So our sentiment sheets, they are made with the toner ink that means that you can foil them in your foiling machines. So that's really handy. So Mirth says, I think it's a good idea to do both, but she prefers stamps too. I just prefer them. I think that's, I'm never going to not do the actual stamps. Excuse me while I sneeze. Oh, bless me. Sorry about that. I had to have a little sneeze. Eat, drink and be merry's cute. Or holiday greetings. We could snip the holiday greetings down into two because that would be quite cute. Let's have a look. What else have we got? December 25th, so if it's a Christmas present. Ho 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 would go quite cute on there. But I feel ho 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 works better if you've got a Santa. And, you know, speaking of Santa, maybe there's a new release to be looking out for. That was just a little bit of a hint there. I don't know if I've got the one that I'm looking for here. I was looking for... Oh, I Love Christmas. That's a cute one, isn't it? I Love Christmas. These are all my pre-cut ones. But typically, I don't have the one that I want. Sorry, I'm hogging my view there. So I think, yeah, I think the I Love Christmas would work really well, wouldn't it? But I need the white. Oh, that's it with a little bit of foiling on. It's quite cute, but I think I prefer the black. To just, with this particular design, I think it needs the black type on it. Would be my thoughts. 'Tis the season to be jolly. I love that. And From Our House to Yours works really well. I love Christmas. Yes, I think we'll go with the I Love Christmas. But I'm going to have to cut it out of a sheet because we don't have it. We do have the Be Merry, which I think what I've done with the Be Merry here is I have cut off the bottom of the Eat, Drink and Be Merry and just taken the Be Merry, which is quite cute. But I think with the I Love Christmas is going to work perfectly. So let's pop those back in there. Oh, I'm a ho ho ho. That can go back in there. And I'm going to use my my trimmer to trim this down. Oh, we have a little cat. Hello there. Well, now this is where you're all going. She's probably going to bang into the camera at this point because she's a big gal. Come on then, come and say hello to your fans. So this is Maisy. Maisy, those of you that have followed for a while, mind your tail in front of the camera. Maisy, for those of you that have been following previous shows, will know that she's been through the wars. She had an operation in the last couple of weeks to have a bladder stone removed, didn't you? And she's been wearing a little suit that covered her whole little body up and meant that she couldn't leap about. And she was so fed up that she's not been able to come and join us for crafting live, but she's normally loves to join in, and as you've seen, she loves to come and do a little bit of a photo bomb so that we can all see that she's getting involved. She's just found her suit actually, which I've been keeping as a souvenir because she really didn't enjoy it. Did you, baby? No, she didn't. It proper cramped her style, but was necessary because she split her first lot of stitches, the little minky. So yeah, so she had to go back and be restitched up, which was very traumatic because it was a weekend, so no vets are open, as you know, on a weekend. So we had to take her to an emergency vet. It was very, very traumatic because she had an open wound and she would not behave. She was obviously still quite high on the previous lot of painkillers because she was acting as if, you know, she hadn't got a great big, you know, gaping wound in her body. We were more horrified and petrified than she was, let's put it that way. But she's been very, obviously been very... She's been very quiet and very, you know, sleepy since, so she's been sleeping it off. But she had her stitches out on Tuesday. Was it Tuesday or Wednesday? Tuesday. She had her stitches out, and she's been absolutely fine since. And as you can see, she's quite happy to join in. But I'm going to have to move you because nobody can see anything but your big fluffy bum. There we go. Let's move her out of the way. So yeah, she's adorable. She loves to be in here when I'm crafting, don't you? You love to join in. Hello, little one. She's been very, very cuddly, been wanting lots of cuddles and strokes and attention because she's been feeling worse for wear, haven't you, little one? Well, we're nearly there now. We're going to get this bookmark finished, and then we might have to come and give you some attention. I'm going to come and sit on my knee for a bit. Crafting with a cat on your knee is not the easiest. So let's start building our little scene up here. So I'm going to keep this very flat because obviously we're going to use it as a bookmark, aren't we? So we don't want too much dimension because then it's not going to sit in our books. So Laura says that I have no luck with printers, so I don't use digital bits. Fair enough. Sometimes the printing can be quite challenging, and I am going to put together a little bit of a hints and tips for printing. Samantha says I prefer physical stamps, dies and papers. However, I want to try these new pre-coloured images as I like options when a quick card is needed. Well, this is why the printed card I think is better than maybe the digital versions, because they are the quality is there. Sometimes it's hard to get that same print quality through your own home printer, I get that. Plus some printers don't accept the thicker cardstock. So these are 200 GSM. So they're not too thick and too bulky, which means that they are easier then for fussy cutting if you wanted to. But they are also better than your paper quality. So this is paper, and you can see this is 160 GSM, so it's still good quality paper, but it's still got a lot more flexibility than this, which is a bit more rigid. So it's the perfect weight for your images. I think personally, which is why we've picked it, and it means then that you know you've got the good quality print. So yeah, totally get that, and I love that you want to try that out, Samantha. Laura says, hi Maisy, hope you're feeling better. And there's lots of cat love emojis over on Instagram, and Mirth says that I'm glad she's okay now. Oh, honestly, the amount of stress, I don't think I've been right throughout the whole thing. I've literally, the stress has been unbearable at times. So this little bit of white cardstock is very cute, just white, but I am tempted to add a little bit of ink to this, if Maisy lets me. Let's grab a little bit of sponge sugar off here, and it is literally going to be the tiniest little bit of pink. Hello little one, don't worry, we're just spinning round, and then we're spinning back round this way. There we go. Martha says it's good. Yeah, it's a good idea to have both. Sorry, I thought I hadn't read that one. And then Kirsty Williams, hello Kirsty, says, how did you come up with your business name, Time for Tea? Well, number of reasons really. It was really difficult at the time. Thinking of a business name, honestly, you wouldn't think it would be so difficult, but everybody has picked all of the most obvious ones, you know, anything that's got kind of craft in the title, it's already gone. And I wanted it to be something that reflected me as an individual and the creativity and the whimsy of our brand. And I'm from Yorkshire. I am, which if you're not from the UK, is a county in the UK. And we are known for liking a good brew, and my nana loved a good brew, my mum loves a good brew. We are definitely, you know, tea drinkers. A tea belly is what my nana would have referred to me as. Where are you off to? Are you going down there now? There we go. She's got bored of us now. She's on her travels. I think she's probably come to say, it's time that you fed me, mother. So, you know, it felt right that it reflects my personality in that way, and the fact that, you know, it's quite a Yorkshire thing. It also has a nice feel about it, a nice friendly feel about it, but also is a bit whimsical. So that's originally where it came from, and I wasn't sure whether I would keep that name because I had that name originally when I did a lot of digital stamps. So I started off Time for Tea Designs just doing digital stamps actually, and that's what we started that business in 2013. So Time for Tea Designs has actually been going much longer than the 6 years that we've been talking about, but we didn't do physical stamps up until that point, and we didn't go on TV up until that point, which is why we say that truly is when Time for Tea Designs became an actual business rather than just a side hustle, which it was before. So, and at that time, just before that time, sorry, we also opened up a tea shop, and Aunt really loved the name Time for Tea Designs so much that we named our cafe and tea shop after the design business. So the design business became Time for Tea. the tea shop became Time for Tea. So we'd got Time for Tea Designs and Time for Tea, which was so cool. And I loved the fact that, you know, Anne had wanted to adopt the name for the tea shop. So that became a little bit of almost a legacy that we had at the time. We got this tea shop, but we did sell the tea shop just before COVID. We sold the tea shop in 2019, and to concentrate on Time for Tea more permanently. And I think it just felt right that we kept the name, because it just worked so well. It does represent me. We've had a tea shop. We still love a good cup of tea. And I don't know, just the idea of having tea and crafting and chatting to your crafty friends is just the perfect combination. So that's why it all just worked really well. Emma says, I love your brand name. It's so whimsical and suits your products. Oh, thank you, Emma. That's so good. Because you do doubt yourself. It's so hard to commit to you wouldn't think it'd be so difficult, but it actually really is. Because I think this is why I would never have a tattoo. Because I'm so indecisive that I couldn't actually commit to anything. But yeah, Time for Tea Designs does seem to have really stuck. It does suit what we do so well. And yeah, I love it. And I'm glad you guys love it too. And I hope that explains a little bit, Kirsty, because it is very, I don't know, it's very much part of who we are now. And I do think it has achieved what we wanted it to, because it does make us stand out from other craft companies. So this sentiment is great as it is, but it's a little bit wider than our centerpiece here. So I'm contemplating, do I cut it down, cut around it, or do I add a little bit of colour to it to make it match up with the background there? Let's add the colour. I don't know. Yeah, I might add the colour first. Bertha says she always drinks tea, not tree. Drinks tea when she's crafting. The brand fits me perfectly. Love that. I'm just going to stop myself here because I was just about to use this brush. This is our MIDI brush. It's a lovely brush. However, for something of this size, my mini brush is going to work much better. So Emma says, I've got some of the old digital stamps. Love using them back in the day when I first started card making. Oh, that's amazing. I can't believe that you've got those still. So that is one of the things that I would say is when you're starting out crafting, the digi-stamps are so affordable, aren't they? They make it so much easier to craft and decide, do I like this crafting business? Is this going to be for me? And then I think once you've tried the digi products, you then like, I really want to achieve the effects that I can get with the stamps, because you can get a different effect with those. So I've added a bit of colour to that, and I've just added it in the two opposite corners, the two diagonal corners there, and left a little bit of a line in the middle where it's a bit paler and a bit whiter. And I think that really makes it fit with the rest of the design. So I'm going to add this onto here now with my glue. And like I say, I'm keeping it very flat because I don't want to add any bulk. So the finishing touches would be to add a bit of ribbon. And I'm going to just see if I can grab my ribbon box, because I do have a ribbon box. Yes, I am a true crafter. I have a ribbon box. Tell me you're a crafter without telling me you're a crafter. You've got a ribbon box. And Kirsty says, I love the name Time for Tea. It's different, therefore I think it stands out more. Oh, thank you so much. Like I said, there are a million companies, aren't there, that have got craft in the title or stamp in the title or whatever. And that's fine because that does say what they do. Sorry, I turned away from the microphone there. I hope you heard that. It does, you know, probably is easier to search for those companies because stamping is what they do, and that makes sense. Which is why I always thought, maybe I'm doing myself a disservice by not having stamp in the title. But we don't just do stamps. We do a lot of other products. So, like you say, Time for Tea Designs does stand out. So, I'm just going to reach for my ribbons, my ribbon box. And my ribbon box has got all kinds. I've also got sequins in here. Oh, I've also got some cute little trees that I think are meant to be used for when I do pictures. So I'll take a nice picture with these cute little trees. But let's have a look for some sweet ribbon. So we've got a nice bit of red ribbon. I've got this gingham ribbon. It's a bit wide possibly. What else have I got in here? I've also got some bits of twine. Do I have pink? Pink would be quite nice, but I think that's a bit wide. Oh, that's pretty. That could work. Maybe this would work as a little bit of pink. I'm not sure about that one. We have some brighter pink. Not sure about that. Ooh, we've got a bit of this twine. This is nice. So we've got this red and white twine. I think that might be really nice to go on there. Yeah, I think maybe there might be my choices. I've got a bit of a blue. It's not really a teal colour. To kind of match that colour there would look quite nice, wouldn't it? I feel like that could look quite pretty, couldn't it? So we've got a little bit of the teal going on in the background. It's almost the right colour, almost the right colour. And I think I'm going to go with it because it is close enough for my liking. So let's take a little bit of this out. I think I might need to, this has obviously never been used because it's still tightly wrapped. So let's just move my little box of ribbons away. I'm just going to grab my craft knife here just to break this apart. Very, very carefully, hopefully. Oh, the concentration. There we go. We've just about got into that. Well, one layer anyway. So go back in there. It's been very well packed together, hasn't it? So do you guys think that you might have a go at making some cute little bookmarks now for Christmas gifts? I made my mum and dad a little gift of a bookmark when we first released this set, and they absolutely loved it. Not least because the Book Buddies set has got cats on it, and we're big cat lovers in our household. But of course you don't have to. So how do you which is the best way to tie these, would you say? I think I'm going to do like a little knot at the top. So let's just snip off the size that we want and then straighten that up and then loop that through so that we have it like so. And I'll keep that, I'm going to keep that quite long and just trim off those edges on a little bit of a slant. And then that then in your book is going to look really cool. So my mum has lent me one of her books. So I'm going to try it out for you. It's quite a big book actually. It might not all fit. So this is quite a sizable book. But you see now I can pop in my cute little bookmark there. And I'll be able to see exactly where I've got to. Isn't that cute? Love that. Hey, so I'm really excited about that now, and that you can add some finishing touches to this, because even though it's going to be laying flat in your book, you can still add some little bits to it. So some of the bits that you've probably seen me do before are to add a little bit of black. Where's my let me just use a little bit of scrap paper just to wipe off some of the bits on there that get in the way. So I like to add a little bit of black glaze to those eyes. My pen's dried up a little bit, I think, just because of the cold, so I'm not getting the glaze coverage that I would normally. Let's wipe off the top layer, because sometimes it gets a little bit glooped up as well. Yes, I had this problem last week, didn't I? So I might have to spend a bit of time just getting that flowing again, because it doesn't want to flow at the moment. And the more pressure you apply, the worse it gets. So we'll just leave that for now, but I do want to come back to that. The white glaze pen is, Jelly Roll pen is a great one for adding a little bit of extra depth. So there are pre-printed little highlights, but sometimes it's nice to just go over those and add a bit of extra depth if you wanted to. You don't have to, but I like it to be quite bold, and these are quite subtle that have printed, so add a little bit of extra if you wish, just to make that pop a little bit. We can add a little bit of that to our little Christmas sign at the bottom as well. You could also add a few more of your little gumdrops onto here as well, which would be very cute. And then you could also add a little bit of glaze or sparkle. So again, some of these things, you know, are probably going to transfer a little bit, but if you just add a really thin layer of sparkle, I just think that's going to look so adorable. So a little bit of sparkle on the gumdrop in particular. Oh my god, that's going to look so cute. And then the glaze is going to look awesome on those berries. So let's see if this wants to come out. Oh, don't be clogged up. I need to get my needle on that one. We'll get a needle in there, don't worry. But let's add some sparkle actually to those little buttons, because they are essentially gumdrop buttons, aren't they? So that's adorable. Oh, I love that. I might even just add the sparkle to the berries, seeing as my little glaze, my gloss needs a bit of a demudify. So I love that. How cute is that? So now we've got a little bit of sparkle on there. I don't know if you can see that on camera, but there's a little bit of glitz and glamour on our little gingerbread men. And then you can just pop that then into a Christmas card as a gift. Or one of the things that we did do for a magazine article before was create like a little pocket on the front of a card, and that becomes like a gift holder in its and a whole gift of its own. And then you could just wrap that up maybe with a little gift voucher for Amazon or for a bookstore that's local to you, so that they can go and buy a book to then pop their little bookmark in. Or if someone's asked for a book for Christmas, give them a bookmark that matches with it as well. So oh, I love that. Thank you so much for helping with that. I've really enjoyed making it. Laura says the ribbon box. um, exactly, and I am going to have to do some sort of a meme about that, aren't I? Samantha says, I like the name because it stands out, but also the crafting is relaxing, and so is having a brew, so it just works. I love that logic. That is so good. So that is exactly the feeling that we wanted to portray, and that's a lot of the name is meant to make you feel something about the company, and hopefully that does make you feel like relaxing, family, comforting, whimsical crafting. That's what you're going to get when you come to Time for Tea. So I love that. Thank you, Samantha. And Laura says, very cute. I love all the finishing touches. That's my weird. I love the whole process of creating something, but when I get to the bit where I'm putting all the finishing touches on, it just, I don't know, that really just gives me all kinds of pleasure. So Mertha says that I always drink tea when I'm crafting and the brand fits me perfectly. Love that. And that I make the bookmarks for my pupils, and I work at a primary school. Oh, that's awesome. What a great idea. And what a great idea something like this would be to get crafting with your kids, because you could cut them all out beforehand. They're already done, and then they can just stick them on the projects. That's why digistamps are sometimes good as well if you're doing craft projects with your children, because you don't want to use your posh stamps, but it doesn't matter if they colour in some digistamps, because you can just reprint them. So yeah, I think that's they're a really good product to use for that, because they're not having to really put a lot of work in, are they? They can just use them and stick them onto their cards that they make for their nan or granddad or something. So that's really cool, and it will look so professional as well. So love that. Thank you so much for joining me, everyone. It's been such a fun afternoon. Really, really enjoyed it. I'm going to go and prep some more products for the show on Sunday. I've got lots of work to do because we haven't done anything else other than just play today. So I'm gonna go and do that. I hope you all have a fabulous afternoon and weekend, and don't forget to tune in to Hobby Maker TV. It's channel 670, I believe. Yeah, channel 670 on Sky. You can also get it on their YouTube channel, via the internet on their website, Hobby Maker TV. You can watch it from anywhere in the world. You don't have to be in the UK, and you can watch it for free. And we'll be on at 7 o'clock on Sunday evening. So love to see you all there. Hope you love the new products, and I'll see you all soon. Emma says that she loves there is an outline to cut around. I'm rubbish at fussy. See you all on Sunday evening. See you soon, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.